CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Stefanie Massoti. Construction is officially underway on another major piece of infrastructure tied to Volkswagen's massive EV battery plant in St. Thomas. The province has begun expanding Highway 3, a project officials say will improve safety, ease congestion, and help support thousands of new jobs in the region. CTV's Rita Ismail reports.
Today we are marking a milestone. I'm happy to announce that construction has started to expand Highway 3 in St. Thomas.
That expansion is part of a $31 billion investment over 10 years to build, repair, and expand highways, roads, and bridges across the province.
These projects will provide a direct connection from Highway 401 to St. Thomas, supporting residential, commercial, industrial growth throughout Elgin County. They will also improve access to the St. Thomas Industrial Park and the Volkswagen EV battery manufacturing plant currently under construction.
The $7 billion Volkswagen investment is expected to create thousands of jobs and has already transformed the landscape in St. Thomas. Provincial officials say improving transportation infrastructure is key to supporting that growth.
Companies want to come here. In this economic war that we're in with the United States, you've seen the Prime Minister, you've seen our government traveling the world looking to bring new partners in. St. Thomas is a great location for them.
The province says twinning Highway 3 will also improve safety, reduce travel times, and make it easier for workers, businesses, and emergency services to move through one of southwestern Ontario's fastest growing communities.
People need to be able to get to work safely and efficiently. Businesses need reliable transportation corridors to move goods and attract investment. Emergency services need dependable routes, and families deserve less time sitting in traffic and more time at home.
Construction on Highway 3 expansion is now underway while work continues on the Talbotville bypass, which will eventually connect Highway 4 to the newly expanded corridor. Together, the projects are designed to create a continuous link from Highway 401 to St. Thomas as the region prepares for continued industrial and residential growth. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Also tonight, frontline homeless agencies face significant service cuts next week because funding from City Hall will run out before a new federal program is established. CTV's Daryl Newcomb explains.
We're seeing anywhere between 200 and 400 people through these doors each day that we're open.
ArkAid Street Mission's daytime drop-in space is back in a funding crisis, jeopardizing the basic needs of hundreds of unhoused Londoners each day, including access to food, bathrooms, showers, and laundry.
4 to 8 hours of service per day. And that's all we have. When we close these doors, there's no 7-day-a-week place for people to go.
And according to Campbell, outreach to encampments by 519 Pursuit is facing similar uncertainty 4 months after the federal government announced new funding.
That's often the first point of contact that brings people into these types of consistent services that lead to the opportunity, when available, to go into shelter and move towards that permanent home.
If this situation sounds familiar, it's because it's actually the resumption of a funding crisis the City Hall thought was resolved back in April. The federal government's Unsheltered Homelessness and Encampments Initiative expired April 1st, the same day that a funding extension of $125 million was announced. So at the time, City Council provided 4 months of stopgap funding up to $350,000 to minimize frontline service impacts until the new federal funding could be dispersed.
The federal government's coming forward with a renewal of $125 million, and I commend them for that. But we got to provide some sort of stability.
But with the city's stopgap funding expiring at the end of this week, Campbell says she still has no indication when the federal program will launch.
We've just heard nothing. We don't know what's going on with that funding. Our municipal counterparts, so Civic Administration, we've been talking with them, and they've said there's no application, there's no clarity on what that funding will be utilized for at this time.
CTV News asked the Federal Ministry of Housing and Infrastructure about its timeline to release the funding, but is still awaiting a response. In the meantime, the ARC must rely entirely on donations and volunteers to provide what daytime service it can.
We're going to collaborate with anyone who's willing. Our donors, our partners, certainly the City of London, certainly the federal government, and hopefully the province comes to the table.
Campbell will take her concerns to the next meeting of the Community and Protective Services Committee on August 10th. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
An area First Nation has launched into an agreement with a private healthcare group to bring in addictions and mental health care facility. As CTV's Jerry Dewan tells us, the center would be the first of its kind.
The plan is to build a 150,000 square foot treatment center with 150 beds.
We're creating not only a treatment center, but an economic opportunity for Chippewa at the same time.
Chippewas of the Thames Chief Joe Muskokamon says the First Nation has partnered with Honos Health in what is being called a new model for public-private health care.
We blossomed and evolved into thinking about how this would work in the First Nation, and then we start talking about how, in fact, we could duplicate this kind of modeling so that it could go to other First Nations across Ontario and Canada.
Honos was established 2 years ago, and this is the first agreement of its kind for the company. Co-founder Eric Andrade is aware of the debate around private health care, but insists the focus should be on quality of care.
We establish metrics that have real teeth, that really hold the organization to account to ensure that we're providing a quality service. And I think that if you're able to relieve pressure in the system, that's a positive.
While the proposed facility will be located on Chippewas of the Thames First Nation territory, the services it offers won't be exclusive to First Nations members.
We're not going to close the doors to anyone. Anyone that's struggling and needing help will be available for them.
Ms. Kokomon says the focus will be on treating addictions, but also trauma-based mental health issues like PTSD. He says it will feature a two-eyed seeing methodology, an approach that braids Indigenous and Western clinical approaches.
A broader range of experience with our own healers and our own medicine people and our own knowledge keepers, and so that we can have this discussion as human beings.
Ms. Kokomon and Andrade say funding partners still need to be worked out and government support needs to be secured. The goal is to open by 2029.
It takes 3 years to build a facility. It'll be in the range of 200 people building the facility.
Andrade says once it's open, the facility would employ about 185 people. Ms. Kokomon says it will create jobs and training opportunities for Chippewas of the Thames members. On Chippewas of the Thames, Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
A homeless man in St. Thomas has been sentenced to 5 years in prison in relation to a downtown arson last year. The massive blaze destroyed a vacant heritage building at 616 Talbot Street in July of 2025. The fire caused $1 million in damage. Joseph Penfound pleaded guilty to arson earlier this year. Today, St. Thomas's police chief issued a statement saying, quote, "We appreciate the court's recognition of the seriousness of this deliberate act and the need to hold repeat offenders accountable for behavior that threatens public safety." Meantime, Sarnia police are looking for 2 suspects following an early morning robbery. Police were called to a business on Wellington Street just after midnight. A masked man and a woman gave an employee a threatening note demanding cash from the register. She was wearing a green baseball hat, a black and white striped shirt, black capri pants, and red shoes. Police say she was also carrying a pocket knife. Police described the man as wearing blue shoes, dark shorts, a blue t-shirt, a red-orange hat, and a green backpack. Halton Regional Police west of Toronto say they've made the largest human trafficking bust in the force's history and that investigators were helped by one of the alleged victims.
Thanks to her incredible courage, what ensued was a large-scale, 10-month, multi-jurisdiction investigation that uncovered an additional 11 victims who were subjected to commercial sexual exploitation over an extended period of time.
Police revealed the results of a Project Troubadour today, saying there are likely more victims. 9 people are now facing a total of 85 charges, including trafficking, in-persons, assault, and living off the avails of prostitution. Oxford OPP are investigating a fatal crash north of Tillsonburg. A motorcycle and a transport truck collided on Plank Line between Bruce Road and Duffy Line around 9:30 this morning. The motorcyclist was pronounced deceased at the scene. The truck driver was not hurt. Plank Line was closed for the day as the investigation continued. West London will soon have its own permanent tribute to veterans. Construction is now underway for the new monument at Springbank Park. Here's CTV's Brian Bicknell with the latest on the project.
At the heart of London's Springbank Park, passers-by take interest in this construction site, gratified to find out what it will be.
I think it's a great idea to honor these men that fought for us, yes.
Yeah, it's a perfect location to set this up right here in the park. But you're right, there isn't a whole lot of things out this way that are memorials of that type.
Construction of the Byron Springbank Veterans Monument is now underway. Nearly 2 decades in the making, it is the dream of Reverend Frank Mance, who believed West London was in need of a permanent monument to honor those who served.
And especially at this end of town, there's nothing.
Conceived by Mance and designed by artist Kay Yang, the monument will feature 14 life-size servicemen and women made of corten and stainless steel.
The service people who fought, served, sacrificed, came home, built homes, raised families, made this community go, and the corten figures will represent those who died.
The $450,000 project is paid for mostly through private financial and in-kind donations, with the city providing space for the monument. A lasting tribute to those who served and paid the ultimate sacrifice, but with the 1,000 people who pass by here each day, it's also an opportunity to educate. Former Mayor Ed Holder is part of the project team. He says placards with QR codes will be set up around the interactive display to enhance visitor understanding.
This truly is a place of reflection and in some ways actually a place of fun, because as you know, with all the grounds around it, we're going to have this is going to be a very active community space.
The group continues to raise funds selling commemorative monument coins,
so that individuals could have a lasting memory of this special place.
A dedication ceremony is set for October 3rd, and the Byron Remembrance Day service will also be held at the new monument.
This place is a very special, sacred place in Springbank Park.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
3 Huron County municipalities have pushed Goderic's MRI campaign closer to its $6.5 million goal. Goderich, who will host the MRI at their hospital, has pledged $750,000 over 10 years. Nearby, Central Huron has pledged $250,000, and Asheville-Colborne-Wawanosh has pledged the same amount over the next 5 years. That brings Goderic's MRI campaign to over $4.5 million raised of their $6.5 million goal. When installed, the MRI will serve a large area, including parts of Bruce and Perth County as well. Coming up on CTV News, Canada's trade team heads to Washington as the American president expresses a complete lack of interest. In Toronto, the TSX gained 182 points. In New York, the Dow added 537, the Nasdaq fell 55. The Canadian dollar is up a modest 0.06 of a cent. And on commodity markets, gold lost $38 an ounce and oil dropped to $3.35 a barrel. The billionaire CEO of Shopify, one of Canada's richest companies, is facing severe backlash over comments he made about voting power. On X, Toby Litka responded "good system" to a post proposing Canadians receive more votes based on how much income tax they pay. The proposal suggested up to 5 votes for the wealthiest.
what we're seeing is an attitude that has long been held by the wealthy. I mean, they have acted as lobbyists to, get their taxes lowered, to weaken the kind of protections that exist, say, for workers or, healthcare things. They've always done that behind the scenes.
Shopify did not respond when CTV News reached out for comment. As Canada's U.S.-Canada Trade Minister heads to Washington this week for more trade talks, the U.S. President is telling Fox News he doesn't care about updating the trade pact with Canada and Mexico and that he'd rather be independent.
I don't really want to. I'd rather be independent. Here's the thing. Mexico and Canada need us. We don't need them. The deal is important for them. It's not important for us.
The United States decided at the start of July to not renew CUSMA, triggering rolling annual reviews of the trade agreement for up to a decade. Uncertainty about the future of the deal has caused anxiety in the business communities of all three countries. Flight attendants at WestJet could walk off the job as early as Sunday if they can't reach a new deal on contract demands. The union representing 4,400 cabin crews says its main sticking points include what it alleges is unpaid work. WestJet says it is offering customers planning to fly between July 30th and August 4th a chance to make one-time changes to their bookings without fees. The airline says talks with the union continue to progress, and it's optimistic it can reach an agreement. A new easier passport renewal program is now up and running. Online passport renewals are open to all eligible Canadian adults. Among other criteria, applicants must have an address in Canada, be older than 16 years old when they got their last passport, and must have received their most recent passport within the last 15 years. A passport can only be renewed online if it will expire in the next 6 months or is already expired. Applicants will still need a passport photo taken by a commercial photographer before being submitted online. And it's another day of unsafe swimming for some beaches along the Lake Huron shoreline. Last night's storm has stirred up sediment, causing Grand Bend's North Beach to test over limit for E. coli. Ipperwash Beach is also tested over. Goderic's main beach remains unsafe for swimming from last week. Now, health officials say even if a beach isn't posted, it doesn't mean it is not entirely safe to swim in.
Well, we had a beautiful sunset and skies will be mainly clear overnight, waking up to lots of sunshine in the morning and a beautiful Wednesday on the way. Thanks so much, Sherry, for this photo of Percy. And you say Percy, a.k.a. the Beast, enjoying the tastes of summer. And Sherry says, well, Percy loves ice cream every day. Me too. Sunshine and 18 degrees in the morning, winds out of the north, but the winds will be light. Stay with us. Your local forecast details coming up right after this.
Welcome back. Julie joins me for an extended look at the weather. Julie.
Thanks so much, Stefanie. Conditions across our area tonight, nice and calm out there. We're not expecting any thunderstorms, high pressure building in, so just a few fair weather clouds. Temperature today, a couple degrees shy of where we should be for this time of year. We hit 25 degrees this afternoon. Our low temperature, 19. It's nice and comfortable out there. Low humidity across the area. Now, this time of year, we always are talking humidex, so we will continue to, but temperature-wise, comfort levels will be quite tolerable. High pressure in play over the Great Lakes, and that keeps us clear with lots of sunshine on the way for tomorrow. Now, I did want to point out this low pressure system associated with an upper trough, and this is bringing some heavy rainfall in eastern Ontario and parts of south and central Quebec, even some flooding rains areas east of Toronto, so in and around Ottawa, and that unfortunately is staying put for tomorrow. We are on the high pressure side of things, which means we will be clear and lots of sunshine as we edge toward the holiday weekend. Temperatures overnight will dip down to 17 in London, Midwestern Ontario between 16 and 17 degrees. The winds a bit of a clip out of the north through the day. The winds will continue out of the north as we head through your Wednesday. There's the cloud cover and the rainfall I was mentioning. It will continue early in the day, but tapering off as we push towards a Thursday. You can see a little bit of instability off to the northwest with some showers and thunderstorms in northwestern Ontario, but we're not expecting anything to move in for us. Now, there is a couple systems that will take shape over the plains, and by the weekend, we could see some showers. So your forecast for your Wednesday, sunshine, 23 to 25 degrees. It once again will be cool along the shoreline of Lake Huron with that northerly wind coming off the lake. So expect some cooler conditions. We've had some rough waters as well. We are expecting a smoother sailing as we edge into Friday with light winds expected. So a great day to be boating out on the water Thursday into Friday. 25 degrees the high tomorrow afternoon in London. Again, full sunshine and beautiful conditions. The winds a bit gusty in the afternoon. 27 on Thursday, a Friday 29 degrees, mainly cloudy on Saturday. Now the long weekend, I do have some questions about how this forecast will pan out. At this point, there is the chance for some nighttime rain Saturday evening into early Sunday morning. But Saturday's forecast, things looking a little iffy with this one. So Saturday will be the day I'll be watching for the chance of rain to go up. Saturday night showers, mainly cloudy on Sunday, but back into a mix of sun and cloud for the holiday at 26 degrees. We'll hit 27 degrees as we head into your Tuesday. Midwestern Ontario, 24 for the day tomorrow and 27 on Thursday with lots of sunshine on Friday and 28 degrees. Chance of nighttime rain on a Saturday again and mainly cloudy on Sunday. Cooling off Sunday. That's the cold front coming in. So you will notice a bit of a change on Sunday and the possibility of some thunderstorms as we transition from some warmer temperatures to some cooler air. Monday, a mix of sun and cloud for the civic holiday and a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. Stefanie, back to you.
A crucial trade link between Canada and the U.S. has made an impressive debut. Around 7,500 vehicles crossed over the Gordie Howe International Bridge in the first 12 hours of its operation. The $6.4 billion structure opened yesterday following some delays. The bridge took 8 years to build and connects Windsor and Detroit. It also provides a direct highway link between the 401 and Michigan's Interstate 75. And after the ribbon cutting and opening day, we're finally able to dig into the security features of the Gordie Howe Bridge. CTV's Michelle Molesky explains.
This is Detector Dog Unique. One of the many new hires for the Canada Border Services Agency, now manning the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
Trained in the detection of narcotics and firearms. And CBSA uses what we call a passive indication system. So these dogs are trained to sit when they see something or smell something.
Here at secondary inspection, staff are now equipped with plenty of space for all travelers.
We have a very nice waiting area for asylum claimants that might arrive. And then a little bit further down, we have a dedicated bus processing area, which allows us to be extremely efficient and make sure that we can process high volume buses in a dedicated way.
There are also 4 specialized bays in the CBSA garage.
So you can use the different filters. There's a jar with an anomaly inside, so we'd want to take a closer look at that.
Here they can search baggage just like at the airport.
Narcotics, kilograms of cocaine, simulated cocaine.
And their scanners can detect contraband or illegal firearms without opening a single door.
So you can see the outline of a gun.
On the commercial side, the Gordie boasts the most examination bays with 14 in total. And they're doing away with the mobile X-ray technology.
This fixed LSI building allows us to run 24/7 and take a non-intrusive look at any vehicles, identify any anomalies such as suspect narcotics or other things that we might want to interdict, and we can keep truck traffic moving faster by doing that.
Traffic patterns are monitored by operator Bridging North America, which will coordinate with CBSA should any of the lanes need to shift from traveler to trucker or vice versa.
We do have flexibility in the lanes, so we can do up to 19 passenger traffic vehicles or 16 commercial truck traffic vehicles.
Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
And sticking with the new bridge, the first aesthetic light show went off last night called Shimmer. This is the first of many aesthetic lighting patterns on the Gordie Howe Bridge. It started at 10 o'clock last night. The lighting displays were conceived by Canadian artist Douglas Coupland based on public feedback. Here's a fun fact. There are 6,000 light fixtures on the new bridge. The taste of one of Montreal's best-known restaurants is now contained in a potato chip. CTV's Olivia O'Malley has more on the partnership between the restaurant and a popular potato chip maker.
This is a good one. I like those.
The chip has Miss Vicky's signature crunch and tastes like a staple Nora Gray dish, something owner Ryan Gray never thought would be possible.
To do a Nora Gray, you know, like flavor of Miss Vicky's chips, I mean, like it was like we had to pinch ourselves.
About a year ago, Miss Vicky's approached the 40-seat foodie destination to be part of its Ristoranti series. 3 new chip flavors created by Italian restaurants across Canada. Nora Gray in Montreal, Pizzeria Battiali in Toronto, and Ask for Luigi in Vancouver.
It was an amazing process, actually. Like really way more in-depth and scientific than you'd expect.
The 15-year-old restaurant's menu changes with each season, but they ended up going with the flavor from a plate they've served since the start. Homemade spicy pepperoncini with freshly baked focaccia.
You know, our focaccia that we do here is like a sourdough focaccia as well, so there's like a tanginess to it, and then you get the heat from the peppers.
Recipe developers and tasters worked with the restaurant to recreate pepperoncini and focaccia in chip form. Gray, a salt and vinegar lover himself, says he had no idea what to expect, but was blown away by the final product, and so were consumers.
There was just like really and truly like a tsunami of attention.
When the flavor was first released last year, Canadians gobbled it up.
They were selling out all over town and all over, like in other cities also. Like we were getting messages, people kept trying to get the chips from, like, come here to get the chips.
The chips are back on shelves for a limited time. But if you want the real deal, Nora Gray is open Tuesday to Saturday.
Go great with a glass of orange wine.
Olivia O'Malley, CTV News.
Finally tonight, Tim Hortons says it will be launching a Harry Potter-themed menu next month. Canadian customers will get a chance to order items inspired by the film franchise. The coffee chain says it's launching the new menu as well as limited edition merchandise and packaging to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the first Harry Potter movie. New items include the Gryffindor strawberry cheesecake donut and the Slytherin chocolate pistachio donut. Sounds delicious. That's it for us. Thank you for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Stefanie Massoti. Have a good night.